And just like that, we're live on the internet. Hello, respect.
We are live.
We are live.
I almost forgot how to do this.
Live and in person. Not in person.
Well, kind of. Well,
live TV.
Virtually in person.
Live on air. They don't really say that anymore, right? Live on air. That's that.
No.
We're live on air.
Nothing is broadcast over the air now. It's all, sent through cables and digital networks.
It's been so long that I've gotten old enough that I can grow a beard now. That's how long it's been.
And I've shaved my beard.
Unfortunately, yeah, you made the wrong choice. But I know your wife likes it.
Not according to my wife, and I ascribe to the happy wife, happy life theory. So
how come there's no happy husband? Nobody cares about husbands.
I don't know, but my dogs apparently have something to say about that. So
they do.
I apologize for their rudeness in interrupting.
That's all right. They deserve it.
Okay, let's go. Stop, dog. Oh, they might stop, but there we go. See, that's the perils of live broadcasting.
Right, live. So my friend Casey Buckley, when they messed up, he would always say, "Live music, everybody, live music." Yeah. Live music.
So have you been in like the 2.5 months since we've done a podcast?
Fine. I haven't really been up to anything really in particular. Yeah.
You haven't done anything new?
Nothing new. Actually, I'm terrible at that. When someone's like, "Oh, what'd you do this week?" I'm like, "I don't know. I know I did stuff. I did a lot of stuff probably, but I couldn't
I have that same issue, and I don't know. Like, I can't think of anything relevant, so I just say, "Well, I don't know."
Yeah. Meanwhile, I've lived a full life of adventure that would be an amazing story if I could just bottle it up, put some kind of narrative behind it. But I had an epic birthday party.
Nice. I'm sad I missed it.
You should be.
I was my darn kid having to go to college and stuff and looking at colleges.
How dare she?
I know, right?
Doesn't she know that's a sham?
Hey, you know what though? She definitely wants to do something that would require the college degree. So,
what did she wish to do?
She wants to be involved in psychology. So that's definitely something that you have to get. That's something you got to study. So, if you're in the sciences, like what I did, you can't really do it on your own. So. I don't think I would have been able to research HIV on my own. Unless I got infected by it and just, tried to document how I experienced this and then died. So in lieu of that, college worked out pretty well. But yeah, there was certainly, I've questioned it with my older daughter because she's going to get her degree in English and she's not sure what she wants to do. And she's like, I think I might want to kind of do what you're doing, Dad, with the foundation. And I'm like, you really don't need to go to college for that, but okay. I can teach you in real time, but yeah. So, but
I was talking about HIV the other day.
Really? Why?
Well, there's this thing that men do that you're familiar with, where it's would you let this guy do this to you for this much money? That old chestnut.
Uh-huh.
Right? And someone's like, "Oh, would you do this for $1 billion? Would you give this guy this whatever for $1 billion?" I was like, for $1 billion, I would let Magic Johnson bang me in the ass. And at first they were like, "Why Magic?" And I was like, "Because of the AIDS. Like that's how serious I am."
So
because of the HIV.
So I will. I'm going to interject here as being I guess it qualifies an expert.
He has HIV, not AIDS.
The levels of HIV in his blood are undetectable, which means he is actually he can't transmit it to you.
Even better.
So I would take that bet 100% because now you know you're okay. You're not getting HIV. I mean,
Right.
You got to deal with the other stuff, but
right, yeah,
but you're not getting HIV, so that knowledge is power, right? So, but I guarantee you would not be infected by HIV because he has undetectable levels of HIV in his blood, and I'd like to say that I had a little bit to do with that. So,
is that because we've essentially cured it through treatment?
We have not cured it.
We treat it very effectively.
Yes. So the care we have for it it's as close as you can get to being cured without being cured. If you have access to the medication, and actually it's a series of medications. If you have access to that medication, you're okay. But it's expensive, and a lot, if you don't have insurance, there's all that stuff. But he has nothing to worry about. So, and he had access to this stuff. I hate to say it, but he had access to this stuff well before the average person did as well. So that's one thing that wealth buys you, wealth and fame. So, but yeah.
Did you ever see the South Park episode where they cured AIDS?
No.
It's brilliant. But at the end of the episode, they find out that the cure for AIDS is American dollars, like distilled down, like cash. Cash cures you of AIDS because they're like, we're trying to study Magic Johnson. We can't figure out how he hasn't died yet, and he's like sleeping in piles of money. And they figure out that the cure for AIDS is like cash. It's just American cash. That's what cures it.
And that metaphor is actually kind of true.
It is. And so the end of the show is some dude goes to Africa and finds like this African dude like living out in the jungle. He's like, congratulations, we found the cure for AIDS. It's lots and lots of money. And the African guy's like, okay. Like, nothing changes for me. Thanks. Yeah.
What a amazing allegory.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
South Park is genius.
It really is.
Legitimately genius. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
And did you ever go down the Rick and Morty rabbit hole?
Oh yeah. Love Rick and Morty.
Also very good. Yeah.
Although I love Rick and Morty, but I haven't seen the last 2 seasons. So but yeah, I love Rick and Morty. Actually, I was introduced to Rick and Morty by my friend in Germany, and I've never looked back. So, but yeah, I haven't caught up because as you know, I am terrible with certain things. Like I'll start shows and then never finish them. Like I still have not finished The Expanse, and I keep forgetting that I haven't finished it. So maybe I should put it on a list.
Should. That'd be good. So I'm awful at watching things by myself. And I told myself recently when Dune 2 came out on streaming, I bought it. And I'm like, I'm going to watch Dune 1 and Dune 2 back to back, And I'm about halfway through Dune 1. And that took me like 4 days of like trying to watch it. And I've kind of given up now.
Thank you for giving me to think about doing. I should do that. I should watch both of them back to back.
I tried, and I can't watch anything by myself. I kept pausing it to do other things, and I've nothing. I don't have kids. I don't have a dog. I don't have a wife. I do, but she's not married to me. But yeah, so like, I don't understand. Why I can't just watch a thing from start to finish. Like, what kind of crazy ADHD is happening? But I just can't do it. It's so weird.
That is now if you had someone where you have a dedicated viewing partner,
then I'll 100% watch it, no problem.
Interesting. And you can watch it without being interrupted by the person, or do you feel like the need to have to socialize during it?
Not barely. I mean, maybe a comment here and there, but I'm not like chatting through the whole movie.
That's interesting. No, I mean I can sit and watch things. It's just that I often.
And if I go to a movie theater, I don't feel compelled to like leave.
Right.
I watch it just fine.
That's fascinating.
But just something about being by myself. I'm like, I could be doing something else. And when I do YouTube videos, I'm always playing chess at the same time because I need the other thing to do.
Interesting.
But it's hard to play chess and watch Dune.
Yeah. I honestly, I would say for me at least, it would be hard to play chess and do anything else.
I listen to podcasts and stuff and play chess all the time.
Like I don't mind listening to music, but usually if I'm playing chess, and I haven't played chess in so long though, it really is a perishable skill.
Very, it goes away. I mean, even for me, like I play every day, and if I play less than normal, like if I only play one game a day instead of like 8, then it goes away so fast.
It does. So now multiply that times years. Like it's been years since because I used to run the chess club at my school, and I loved chess and I'd play it all the time. But I have found like if you're not playing and then you go back and try to play, nope. Like I feel like an idiot. But yeah, it's definitely a perishable skill. So
goes way fast. Absolutely.
Speaking of going, go ahead.
Yeah, speaking of going fast, we have an announcement.
Yeah, I was going to try to segue into that, but
we're speeding towards doing exciting things.
Right. I mean, like it's been 2.5 months since I checked. It's been 2.5 months since we did a podcast. Now, you and I met on this day, but we didn't get to the point where we've put it online.
Even this one will be abridged, probably.
Right, but yeah. So a lot's happened in 2.5 months.
It has. So in May of 2023, we launched our first franchises, and part of the franchise process is training them. It's very important. It might be the most crucial thing in the beginning of their franchise journey is the training they go through. It's how they learn all the things they're going to need to know in order to successfully run their business. And we were doing what I would call I don't want to say piss poor. That feels unfair. We were doing a fair job of training the franchisees. Like we were doing the best we could with the tools we had. And I think they got the information, and over time we've been able to stay in touch with them, and they're okay now. But I was not satisfied with the level of training they were getting, because Lifesaver, first class all the way. Be the best or go home, right? And I could tell that the training they were getting, it was certainly not the best. As much as we liked it to be. So yeah, we decided to retain the best educator I know to come to assist us in this, and Rich Speck officially became our director of education and training. So it's a 2-pronged job. One is he'll be training our franchisees and making sure that they're capable of running their business and installing a pool fence, and they understand the importance of being a water safety advocate and that they're water safety experts. But also spearheading our at large pool safety educational efforts in tandem with our chief communication officer. So yeah, that's a big deal. Congratulations, Rich.
Well, thank you, and thank you for believing in me. And it's exciting. I'm excited to have add something else to my my plate, and I believe in what you guys are doing or what we're doing. I can say we. This is exciting.
Yeah, we do.
And yeah, I'm super excited. I know. I think it really started for me was back in January. You had sent me a text. I need your help, which was very open ended. So typically, when you get a text from a friend that says I need your help, it's like, oh, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
Right. And so I had responded right back to it. And interestingly enough, you had sent me that text. I had just gotten done meeting with the governor of New York about our water safety initiative here with the hospital video bill. And so I'm coming off that high because I was shocked that the governor knew who I was. And as we're on the train back home, I get this text from you, and I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong? And then you didn't respond right away, which is terrible, right? You tell someone I need your help, and then you don't respond. So I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong with Eric. And you're like, no, I'm not happy with the training we have. And you'd asked me to take a look at what you guys were doing and if I could perform a miracle in a couple of days and kind of help to revamp it. And I took my shot at it, and I don't know if I really revamped it as much as tried to reorganize it in some way, but I realized I needed to see it. I needed to see what was being done and see exactly what you guys were doing. Like, I needed to see how the sausage got made, I guess. And and then you kind of thrown out there some hints like, it'd be great if you could do this full time. I'm like, well, I got this whole foundation thing going on and public speaking, but and then you and I continue to talk, and I'm like, we could work out something where I can do both, and here we are. So
yeah, now you got your daughter helping you with your foundation stuff, and
yeah, and she's excited to do that. So she was doing water safety in her own right. She was teaching swim lessons. So and she just left there so that she could do this full time. So, and interestingly enough, I just had a call with Safety Swim to continue our partnership in doing the local shows on Long Island. And I mentioned to them that I basically poached my daughter back from them so that she could do the shows, which they're basically sponsoring. So in a way, she's still working for Safety Swim because we're doing those shows locally here for them. And then, but this is, I'm super excited, and I'm honored, and I hope I live up to the billing. So,
I mean, so far so good. I don't think you'll mind me saying this, but Mr. McGahee behind me recently, so I forget. I think it was when you came down for the last training. He was like, "This might be one of the best decisions you made. This is a good call. Like you did the right thing here. Getting convincing Rich to do this." I was like, "Yeah, good for us. I don't know about for him. It's probably gonna ruin his life, but for us, it's great."
No, actually, it's not gonna. Honestly, a big part of the calculus for me was my mom recently lost her husband, and she's alone there in Florida, and I honestly don't get down to see her as much as I probably should or could, and
it's a big loss because her husband was a really great guy.
He really was a great guy. We just had his funeral, unfortunately, on Monday, and interestingly enough, one of the first things uttered by someone other than me was corroboration of that fact, because that was the first words out of his mouth, which honestly almost made me chuckle a little bit, because it was pointed out to me that every time I mentioned him, I would preface it with, he's a really great guy. Knowing my mom was alone was part of it. And I said, well, all right, well, I'll have not an excuse, but I'll be there. So, and of course, my mom is excited about that, and she's excited for me too, just for the opportunity. But I know she's also excited that she's going to get to see me at least once a month or so, and get down there and enjoy nice weather. Because I admitted to you back in March, like, wow, weather's really nice here. So.
No, it's not. When you're going to come down next, it's not very nice.
Well, it was, honestly, on Monday, it was hot. We were out in the middle of a national cemetery, military cemetery. It was wide open. It was 89 degrees, and I was wearing black. That was a tough combo, but it's all good.
You probably had a jacket on.
I did not, actually. I had a polo, and that was by commandment of my mother. It was like, you are not, you don't need to get all dressed up. And I'm like, okay, don't threaten me with a good time. So, but yeah, so
I would have had a real hard time not putting a suit on.
I double checked. I'm like, really? And she's like, no one's gonna be wearing a suit. I'm like, no one. She's like, nope. And I was like, okay, all right. So,
was she right?
What was that?
Was she right?
No one had a suit on. No.
Oh.
But that was actually an edict from her, because she's like, there's a bunch of elderly men coming, and I don't want them passing out, and we don't want to be adding to the carnage here. So let's please be comfortable, dress accordingly, and you don't need to wear suits. So we didn't, and I was okay with as long as I got the okay from mom. Okay. So
I would have at least done like what I have now, like a button down, like a black button down, like I'm wearing now. That would have been the minimum. Then
I had said to my mom, I can wear a polo. I have a button down shirt, and she's like, you can wear your polo, and I'm like, okay. And my black pants, and I dress shoes on and stuff, but and yeah, but it was hot. I have to say it was hot. And
yeah,
I will be down there in 2 weeks, and I'm sure it'll be even hotter. So
for this, you do need to wear a full suit.
So, although I'll be teaching, I'm in the classroom, which is air conditioned. So
yeah. Well, we accept nothing less than a full tuxedo in the training.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I remember at the last training we were at, you did comment to me because I've often joked that if I'm not working or at something official, I'm always in shorts, always.
Right.
Like anyone who knows me, like they're shocked to see me wearing pants. So when we were doing the training, when we were in the classroom, you're like, "Why are you wearing pants?" I'm like, "Because I'm working." And although you did notice on the last day, I did wear shorts because I felt like, okay, you gave me permission. I wore my shorts, but I felt weird. I felt weird wearing shorts.
Feel free to wear pants. That's how you know you're in work mode. You got your knees covered.
Yeah.
Your knees are have fabric on them, so you must be working.
Yeah. So, but
I know I'm working if I'm not wearing a suit. So I only wear suits to everything. So I only don't wear a suit jacket or a blazer or a sports jacket if I'm doing something outside of work. But yeah, at work I wear this. But if I go anywhere else, to dinner, to a movie, a comedy show, whatever it is, at least a jacket all the time. I've been doing this about a year now. You're maybe longer, maybe like a year now. And yeah.
Was that by choice or?
Oh yeah, totally by choice. Yeah. Yeah, I decided that first of all, I think it's cool. I like putting a suit on. I think it's just fun. I like wearing it. I like the whole thing. And I also think people don't. If you look at pictures from like the '60s, right? Men always have full suit, tie, 3-piece, with a hat on, like the whole deal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like construction workers are at the construction site digging holes, and they got like a suit and a vest on.
Absolutely.
Prisoners are in prison cell, they've got a suit on, right? Like it's just how it was. I was like, well, they did it, like why do we stop dressing up to go places? Like why do I get on an airplane now and everybody's got fucking pajamas on?
Yeah.
Why do we all look like we're dressing like toddlers or 8-year-olds? With our t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops everywhere we go, right? Especially in Florida. You go to a restaurant, it is standard attire to be in your flip-flops and your shorts and your Guy Harvey t-shirt, ordering your dolphin fillet, right? That's super normal.
Well, so true story. Prior to the actual funeral, I had arrived on Thursday with my wife and my youngest daughter, and I actually had ordered pants through Amazon to be delivered to my mom's, and they were supposed to come next day. So, and I said, I need some clothes at my mom's house. So I'm like, why don't I just order them and then they'll just be there and I'll leave it there. So I'll get these dress pants and I'll just leave them there because my mom, where she lives, they have it's on a golf course. They have a club. She's a member of the club. And anytime you go to eat there, you have to wear pants and stuff. And, or you don't have to, but that's the acceptable.
I think it's a good idea to have pants on whenever you go to eat. Yeah, it's smart.
Yeah. So especially for my mom. So I had ordered these and supposed to be next day. Okay, great. Get there. Didn't come the next day. And said, it's delayed. It'll be there tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. So I assured my mom. I said, Mom, don't worry. My pants are coming tomorrow because we were going to the club on Friday night for dinner. And I'm like, they're coming tomorrow. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Because they were supposed to be there that Thursday that I arrived. And Friday comes, pants don't show up. And we have to go to the club. And I've got no pants because all I brought was shorts other than my dress pants. And which I had ordered, and I had to go to the club in shorts, and my mom was she wasn't happy. I wasn't happy either, though. I did not want to, but half the people there are dressed like schlubs, in a t-shirt, and I say I wouldn't do that, but I did have a nice shirt on, but I was wearing shorts.
So the other part is, if you look around, and I don't know if it's just Florida, but maybe it's everywhere, but I live in Florida. So say I go to the Hard Rock for a comedy show, right? You'll see a guy in his t-shirt and shorts or t-shirt and jeans, right? And then his female companion is done up. She's got a dress on. Her hair, she spent an hour on. She's fully made up. She's got high heels on. She's got the fancy print, right?
Uh-huh.
You see this over and over and over again. Guys dressed like casual losers. Maybe they put a polo shirt on, right? If they're really trying. And women done up because that's how women go out, right? A lot of times. And I was like, I don't want to be part of that problem. Like, I want to be on par with the date that I'm going out with. And I guarantee you, if we're going down to the Hard Rock to see a comedy show, that she's got high heels and, if not a dress, then some kind of like, smart outfit. And, she spent a lot of time doing makeup and hair, which I don't have to deal with that either. I mean, putting on a suit, it takes way less time than she's going to do putting her makeup on, right? So yeah, I at least wanted to be on par with the female people in my life who spend a lot of time getting ready. And so that was also part of it. Like, I thought that it was at least fair to those people, and you don't see a lot of it. So that was it.
Right? Maybe you'll be a trendsetter, get people thinking about, dressing up when they go out again.
I'll tell you what.
You are right. It does not exist anymore. It really doesn't.
We do the Discovery Day dinners with new franchisees, right? So we take them out to dinner as part of before they come for Discovery Day. When they arrive, we take them out to dinner that night. And it's me and Mike and Javier and Kate and the franchisee, and usually the franchisee brings someone, so it's a couple of people, right? And they, through experience now, Mike and Javier know that I wear a suit because I wear a suit every time I go to dinner, or at least a sports jacket or whatever. And so now I probably out of peer pressure, but they've all, and Mike, is known to, wear a sports coat from time to time. But they all do it now. Like, for the most part, Mike and Javier also put on a jacket when we go to dinner now. So all three of us show up suited up for this dinner, which actually I think might be kind of intimidating for the franchisee. I mean, it's not the best idea. But
right, I was just going to ask, like, how do they feel when they show up?
It's a nice restaurant. I don't think it feels, totally out of the norm. But and also that wasn't my intention. Like, I didn't want to make Mike and Javier feel like they had to wear, to get dressed up. But they both reassure me that they don't mind that it's cool. But yeah, at least in some small way, I've started a trend. We'll see if it proliferates.
Now, I have to ask this: have you had any franchisees come and you were like, "Ooh, you're wearing that"?
No, they're traveling. It's fine. I did have one, and he doesn't mind. Larry Whiteside apparently always wears a blazer all the time, like anywhere, like kind of like I'm talking about. Like if he goes somewhere, he puts a blazer on. And he didn't. Wait, did he not have one? Like,
I don't remember.
I know he said he always does a blazer, and he always does a pin and a corsage, and a pocket square and a corsage. Or what's the right word for a boutonniere? He always has a pocket square and a boutonniere. And when he saw mine, he realized that he was like lacking, and he's like, I knew I was going to bring a blazer, and she told me not to, and I was going to do it anyway. Yeah. So I think he
told me not to. Oh, yeah.
Or he forgot the boutonniere, the pocket square. I forget what it was.
I think he was wearing.
I think he was, but he was missing some of the accoutrement or something. Yeah. I just remember he wasn't up to the standard he normally likes, and our dress reminded him that he didn't follow his routine.
Nice.
Yeah, his practice. But yeah, I'm a big fan of getting dressed up. Like, why not? And you own this stuff. Like, I own a bunch of suits. Why not wear them?
That's true. I mean, I have a couple suits too, and really the only time I wear them is weddings, funerals,
right? Yeah,
official events.
Yeah, they look good. Like, who doesn't look good in a suit?
Well, my dad used to say, if you don't look good in a suit, you're officially ugly.
Yeah. And I've gotten fun with it. So, it's not there. Mike gave it to, or Tasha gave it to Nadine, right? The jacket that was in there. Yeah. I've gotten some really fun sports jackets. So now I get to like have some fun with it.
Now, do you mix it up with the ties? Like, I know you don't. You said you don't always wear the tie. It's usually just.
I don't know. I don't ever wear a tie,
You don't ever wear a tie.
but I do have a bunch of pocket squares. I've been pocket squaring it up, and I have a lot of fun pocket squares.
See, like I always my students used to. I had all different ties. Like that was my thing. I had Star Wars ties and superhero ties and science ties, and that to me that's my fun when I dress. Like I have not one for Reese now. I have one that has Reese and Tracta on it. I see. I love that. Like that to me is my way of still accessorizing. Like because I'm a nerd, right? So like I'm wearing my Captain America shirt right now. I always have something. I always have something Superman on anyhow. But like I love that with a suit. You can accessorize. So, and then
So you wear the tie without the suit jacket.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm sure the style people, the experts, would tell you that it's totally fine. But for some reason, I always find like a button down with a tie with no jacket looks like it something about it bothers me. I don't know what it is.
Interesting. No, as a teacher, actually, I that's what I always wore.
That feels like the standard teacher outfit. Yeah.
Yeah. I think later in my career, I started gravitating more to just wearing polos. Because I didn't, there's an old joke in teaching as a male, is tie until tenure. But I still wore my tie after tenure, but I wouldn't wear it. I wore it every day before I was tenured. And then after I was tenured, I was like, well, most of the male teachers aren't wearing ties. I can go a day without wearing it, but I honestly miss them, and my kids loved them. They would be like, how come you're not wearing a cool tie today? So, and now I'm just thinking in my head now. It's May, and it is May 2nd. I should get a something for water safety, because I have one for kindness, but I do not have a water safety tie. And May is National Water Safety Month.
May is National Water Safety Month.
And
do you have any big plans?
I don't have anything big planned, but usually it's in May where it ramps up for us doing our Respect the Water shows. So we have a bunch this month. I'm not doing most of them, which is weird for me. Now my daughter's doing them. So that's going to be interesting. In fact, she's going to be doing a couple while I'm away doing the training down in Florida. So this will be her first time flying solo doing them, because I've always been there with her when she's done them. So,
nice.
But I know she'll do great. I'm excited for her. And but maybe I should have some. You know what? I shouldn't say maybe. I'm going to have ties made up. Actually, I should get one with Splash.
There you go.
So, and right there is Splash. And that is our new water safety mascot for the Respect Lifesaver water safety program.
He's really cool. He's a bear.
He is.
But not a bear to deal with.
So
he's not unbearable.
And he is a polar bear cub. Because if he was a full-grown polar bear, he'd really, scale-wise to Reese, it wouldn't work. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, and what I like is that he keeps the message simple. He really sticks to the bare necessities.
That was barely a joke.
It was barely a joke.
You guys are terrible.
Yeah.
We're unbearable.
I think if we keep up with this, people won't bear with us.
That was good. Well, I thought the bear was fitting because of our pool fence bear video.
Yes, I love that video. That is honestly, you want something that's going to show the strength of it, because I know something I've heard from people just in passing is like, it can't be how it seems flimsy, and I'm like, it's not. And now you have the bear. Like, look, this is a bear versus the fence. Fence wins.
Should we do a side-by-side of the bear on it and then the UFC fighter punching and kicking it? Like, just do it.
Yeah, that one's great too.
We should have them both in the video happening at the same time.
I would say this though. I would think for like, for people to see it genuine, I think like a bear, they know a bear can't be trained, and it's like it's
Right.
completely non-scripted. Like, here you go. Like, this was, and you can clearly tell it was like a security camera picking up the footage. So like, it's not scripted, it's not like staged. Whereas when you've got a UFC fighter hitting it and stuff, like, is he pulling his punches? Like, you can have that question in your head. Whereas when you see that video of the bears, it's like, there you go. And I keep wondering why it is, like, we talk about safety, and it's something that I know it's on our website. If you wouldn't own a car without seatbelts, shouldn't own a pool without a fence. And that is not a part of the calculus right now. And that's something that needs to change. So, and that's the hope with our education program, is to get out there and get that changed so that the kids of today become the adults of tomorrow, who are like, oh, I'm not buying a pool without a fence. Or if I bought a house that has a pool, where's my fence? So, or, let's get some laws passed too, that houses that are grandfathered in places that might have fence laws, but a lot of times you get these older houses that they get grandfathered in. Let's make it so that they have to put in the fence. So, and it's not because we want to, come down on people and make things harder. And, as I've gotten nasty emails about with our hospital video bill, which I think we shared on the podcast, when someone sent me a very nasty message about the hospital video bill and how we're infringing on their rights. I don't think safety, when it comes to safety, especially something that we're ignorant to, that having it be something that's mandated is a bad thing. So,
no.
So let's get, it's National Water Safety Month. So I honestly, I wish it was something that we thought about all year, not just in May, but here we are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of these things, but I'll at least take May,
Right.
And isn't World Water Safety Day also in May? Some
Yeah.
way?
Yep.
May 15th? Is it something like that? Is it May 15th?
It sounds right, but I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah. Oh, we'll never know. No way to find out. Excellent. Very good. Well, I think that's that's enough. In my opinion, I think we've done it.
Yeah, I mean, we started a little bit later, so, and
Yeah.
my phone is starting to exploding with messages from my daughter asking if I did something for her, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing the podcast. So, good times.
Being a good dad and stuff,
Yeah, trying,
Yep.
So,
all right, man. Well, I'm glad we got to do this.
I am too.
Congratulations on your new, new vocation.
Yeah, adding it to the list now.
Yeah, you got so many jobs.
I do. Yeah, when will it stop? I don't know.
There was an old You remember In Living Color?
Yeah, I remember that show.
There was a bit on In Living Color that my parents always thought was funny.
Was it Andy Man?
This Jamaican guy.
Okay.
And he would be like, man, the doctor be lazy, man. You only have one job. I got 7 jobs, man. These lawyers, the doctors, so lazy. There's only one job.
Yep.
You remember that?
Well, I don't have just one job, so, and I didn't before this, so now it's like, okay, yay, let's just add more.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Good.
I enjoy the challenge. It's perfect for someone with OCD. So.
It is. So I think you're gonna do great.
Yeah. So.
All right, man.
All right. Well, this was great, and maybe we can do it next week.
Yeah, if you'll be around at 3 p.m., we'll be doing Jeopardy.
I will not today. I actually have to take Lorelai to a doctor's appointment, which is what my phone is blowing up about. So.
Lazy doctor, one job. Let him know he's lazy.
But
be like, dude, I got
again next week, and not wait 2.5 months.
Let's do that. I'm in.
And if I can get my Facebook restored, maybe I can even get our guest that I had scheduled, but we unfortunately had to reschedule.
Yeah.
But
We'll
I
figure it
can only contact him through Facebook, and I am in Facebook jail right now. So
Maybe I can contact him. Message me his info.
all right. Well, you know what though? I did set up the secondary Facebook account, but I may be able to reach him through there. So because it was through a group. It was weird. I wasn't even friends with him on Facebook. So
right.
I will. I'm going to try to get in touch with Cameron and see if we can set that up.
Sounds good.
All right. Sounds good. So unfortunately, I won't be able to join you for Jeopardy today, but we will hopefully do this again next week.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Does sound like a plan. And I will see you tomorrow anyhow.
Very good.
So
what's tomorrow? Oh, yeah. Tomorrow. Yeah, for the thing.
Yes, our inaugural remote training session for the franchisees.
Very exciting.
Yes, it is.
All right. Until then, may all your games be loyal.
And may your day be spectacular.
It will be.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.